When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm, there's a golden sky and a sweet silver song of love. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown, and walk on, hey, walk on, with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. All right. Well, I've been wanting to sing that song for a while. I kind of dumbed down the chords because it's not really an easy song to play. But, okay. So, we haven't had an episode of Walk On in quite a while. You know, Walk On was the first show we did here at Kahan TV Studios, and looking back on it, I don't know if it was such a great idea because Liverpool is a very emotional subject for me. It honestly really hurts me when Liverpool lose or drop points or whatever. But this station originally was supposed to be something I took seriously, acted professional, and just talked about things without bias, even as a Liverpool fan. It didn't seem to be an issue early on in the season because Liverpool were winning. They were leading the league earlier in the season. We were having a good time with it, breaking down footage, breaking down tactics. Ahmad was in England visiting all the cities, scouting the next opponent. But then the season started falling apart in January. Coutinho got injured, Mane was gone, the league title became a distant dream, and the highlight of January became the exits from cup competition, which was thought to give this thin squad a puncher's chance of finishing in the top four and qualifying for the Champions League. Now, what am I trying to say? That I wasn't as enthusiastic to do Walk On when Liverpool didn't win? Well, yeah, basically, honestly. The last show was supposed to be after the Bournemouth game, the second one at Anfield, the one where Klopp became extra gun-shy the opposite way and started sitting back with 25 minutes to go, and they blew the lead, and I was just like, ah. And I didn't do the show. And it wasn't looking so wonderful for our beloved Reds at that point. 2 points dropped at home, virtually tied with Arsenal and Manchester United, with one Champions League spot available between the three of them. Arsenal are usually really good at beating up on mid-table teams, and Manchester United are just stacked, yet they're distracted with their Europa League campaign, and now they got injury problems. But for us, Lallana, Henderson, Mane, out. I can't say I felt very good about our top four prospects, and the idea of missing the Champions League again was just too much to bear. So now I've gone completely the other way, completely biased. I'm not even talking about tactics anymore because really there aren't any tactics to discuss. Without Henderson and Lallana in the midfield, the team is severely disjointed, especially compared with the free-flowing Liverpool team we saw earlier this season, where we would be disappointed when they wouldn't score 6 goals with the amount of chances they were creating. Now there's an apparent disconnect between the midfield and the forwards. Our midfield consisting of Lucas and Emre Can, We just don't have that advantage of outclassing our opponents skill-wise like we did before. Yeah, I know. As an aspiring broadcaster, I should avoid using that word, but when it comes to Liverpool, I don't know if the players would even argue against us being part of the team. The fact is, this team isn't really much better than any other EPL team right now, especially with all the injuries. The only thing setting them apart is how badly they want to win for us, which, in my opinion, seems to make us a pretty large part of the team. So since that awful ending to the Bournemouth game, Firmino has saved our asses twice. Like I said before, throw the tactics out the window. This team is running on pure passion right now. Pure passion and pure desperation too. I hate to say it, but at this point, they're just trying to save face and make the top four, because with no European distraction, this was supposed to be the year they not only made the top four easily, but also challenged for the league. Injuries and a few just bad results have ended that hope. But at this point, I will celebrate top four like a trophy. I will literally cry tears of joy at the prospect of Jurgen Klopp taking this team into the Champions League. With our history and the Kop backing this team, I would give them a puncher's chance to beat any team in Europe. Now, I have to comment on one last thing. There's still so much work to do before they finish this off. Basically, the way things are going, they have to win out. Chelsea did Liverpool no favors against Manchester United, but the question I'm hearing asked a lot lately is, how is this team going to hang in EPL and Champions League next year, given their lack of depth? And my answer to that is that I think they're just going to have to concentrate on the Champions League next year and try to qualify again the year after that. So basically, we would be in the Champions League every other year, which is kind of a tragedy for a team like Liverpool, but that just might be the nature of the game today. There are too many rich teams that can just buy two teams that took shortcuts to get where they are, oil money. We all know who we're talking about. Chelsea, Manchester City. Spurs have also embedded themselves as perennial top four team. It's a lot to ask of Liverpool to make top four while being in the Champions League. At that point, I would say that our best chance to qualify for the Champions League 2 seasons from now is to win the Champions League next year. That is all for this edition of Liverpool Football Talk. What a fantastic goal from Roberto Firmino against Stoke to keep hope alive, and just a gutsy performance against West Brom away. Sometimes I get really down and I have to remind myself to walk on through the rain, though my dreams be tossed and blown. But with hope in our hearts, we'll never walk alone. Till the next time.